What's up, guys? We're back with a full slate of MLB action here on Sunday, July 6th. We're going to give out plays on every MLB game on the slate. I'll give you my favorite underdog pick of the day and my massive lock, my pick that, regardless of price, I think is the highest chance of cashing today. Slam the like button and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep seeing these videos every single day, and let us know what you're thinking in the comments. I personally answer every comment every single day. Check the pinned comment throughout the day to see our favorite picks, and it pays to check back a couple of times per day to see if there are any changes with injury news coming out and starters being confirmed. Yesterday went pretty smoothly, guys. Had a few bumps in the road. Now, we had the no-run first inning in that Baltimore-Atlanta game. Kremer had his worst outing in quite some time. Both starters were honestly terrible, so yeah, breaking that one to start things off. But bounce back quickly. We had the Diamondbacks at -140. It was a blowout, 7-1 win. Ryan Nelson was great, and the Arizona offense really got things going again. We had the Tigers at -140. Somehow a 1-0 win despite having only 2 hits there for Detroit in the game. Mize was great out there, and the bullpen held up too, so we'll definitely take that win. We had the under there in the White Sox Rockies game, under 11, but yeah, couldn't cash that one. Unfortunately, we see just too much offense coming there out of the White Sox. So yeah, that was annoying. Felt like a decent spot, but we finished things off very, very strong, hitting our dog of the day and our lock of the day once again. We had the Astros at +118 as our dog of the day. Valdez was actually kind of bad, but the Dodgers bullpen continued to be horrible, and the Houston bullpen was good, and the Astros bats really got after it, so we'll take the win there. And we had Toronto at -180. That was our massive lock of the day, and it was close. A 4-3 win in 11 innings. Always feels good when you go into extras and have the home team, but I didn't think things would be nearly as close in that matchup. But regardless, we will take that win. So a 4-2 day after a 5-1 day. Nothing wrong with that, guys. So we're going to go ahead and jump right in here. We've got a very busy Sunday of baseball here to break down. Lots of day games, lots of evening games. So let's go ahead and hop right in. And first up, we've got a very early morning game between the Baltimore Orioles and the Atlanta Braves. The Orioles come into this one 39-49 on the year. They've won the first 2 games of this series pretty handily, though, so they're going to try and make it 3 in a row as they hand the ball to Trevor Rogers, who's 1-0 this year, a 2.05 ERA. He's going to be making his 5th start of the season. His last time out, it was a back-to-back start there against the Rangers. He went 5 1/3 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs, so nothing too bad there. Honestly, the Orioles are 3-1 over his 4 starts, and he's looked really good in all but one. He struggled at Tampa Bay, so we'll see what Rogers can do in this one. I'm expecting him to be good. I'm always going to be expecting that Baltimore bullpen to be kind of mediocre. It has not really had a great season so far. I mean, they're currently, like 6th worst in the majors or something like that, so that's not great. The offense is not nearly as good as it was last year. They are coming off a 9-run game, so I'm sure that feels good, but 20th in runs scored and 23rd in on-base percentage, while starting to creep towards decent territory, not nearly as good as what we saw from them a year ago. So we'll see what they can put up here against the Braves, who are kind of in a tailspin. They've lost 5 out of 6. They're handing the ball to Grant Holmes in this game, who's 4-7 overall, a 3.47 ERA. His last time out, he was dominant against the Angels. 6 innings, 3 hits, no runs allowed, struck out 10, and was eventually a 4-0 loss. Honestly, his last 4 starts have all been very, very good, but only one of those games resulted in a win for Atlanta. Just the Braves are having a terrible time this season overall. There's really no way around that. So we'll see what they can get done here. Their bullpen hasn't been as good this season as last season generally, but it's been pretty decent down the stretch. A 3.65 bullpen ERA. The offense has been a problem. I mean, 6-2, 1-8, 0, and 1 over their last few games is not ideal. There's a reason this team is, what are they at now? 24th in the majors in runs scored and 20th in batting average. So looking at the numbers here, the Orioles are +135. The Braves are -160. We've got a total of 9 out there. Baltimore is 20-27 on the road. 30-16-1 to the under on the road. Atlanta 24-21 at home, 27-15-3 to the under at home. I actually think this is a great spot to take under 9 in this game. I like Trevor Rogers on the mound. I don't hate Grant Holmes on the mound at all. The Orioles bullpen is a concern, and the Braves bullpen not being amazing is a concern, but I definitely think the value on this game is under 9. Next on the docket, guys, we are looking at the Boston Red Sox going on the road to take on the Washington Nationals. The Red Sox are a 500 team after winning their first 2 games of the series against the Nationals. They'll hand the ball here to Garrett Crochet, who's 8-4 on the season, a 2.34 ERA. His last time out, though, he actually got shelled by the Cincinnati Reds. Kind of a weird situation, but overall, he's been amazing this year, and I'm expecting him to bounce back pretty aggressively here against the Nationals. He hasn't faced them yet this year, so weird things could happen, but I'm expecting him to be pretty solid out there. The Boston bullpen has not really been the problem this year, a 3.58 bullpen ERA. Not a bad ERA at all coming out of the pen. The offense over the course of the year has had its problems, but recently he's hitting the ball well. I mean, it's for 10, 11, 4, 5, and 13 over their last few games. So, hitting the cover off the ball, but I don't know if that's really something you can count on to happen, in the long term. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what's going to go on with this team over the long term now is kind of up in the air still. They are 6th in runs scored and 8th in on-base percentage in the majors. So maybe I'm overreacting here. We'll see what they can get done against the Nationals, who come into this game 37-52 on the season. They're going to hit the ball in this one to Shinosuke Agasawara. That one's a mouthful, guys. I'm not great at the pronunciations. That one's a mouthful. We'll see what he looks like coming up from the minors, this 27-year-old. I'm expecting to have some pretty decent stuff out there. Maybe give the Red Sox hitters a little bit of a twist and turn there, but we'll see how he does. Obviously, the Nationals bullpen's a huge concern. The worst bullpen by bullpen ERA in the majors, and the offense not swinging the hottest bats, scoring 3 and 2 runs respectively over the first couple games here. They're 15th in the majors in runs scored, 20th in on-base percentage, 17th in batting average, so not the scariest team at the plate. Looking at the numbers for this game, obviously Boston's going to be big favorites here with Crochet on the mound. They're minus 270. The Nationals are plus 215. We've got totals of 8.5 or 8. Boston 20-25 on the road, 24-21 to the over on the road. Washington 18-27 on the road, 23-21-1 to the over at home. I actually think over 8 is pretty live in this game. I think we're going to see a good amount of offense, even if it's just from the Red Sox, but that's a little bit of a tough look. The national starter is a bit of an unknown, so this game doesn't show tons of value to me. I mean, the Red Sox will probably win, so I guess you could take them, but that price tag is not very appealing. Next up, guys, we're looking at the Cincinnati Reds going on the road to take on the Philadelphia Phillies. The Reds lost game 2 of this series 5-1 here in game 3. They're going to hand the ball to Chase Burns, who's 0-1 this year, a 13.50 ERA, so not looking too hot. His first 2 starts up with the big league team this year have been against the Yankees and the Red Sox. 5 innings, 6 hits, 3 earned runs against the Red Sox. Not even a full inning. 5 hits, 7 runs, 5 of them were earned against Boston. This young kid coming up from the minors, we'll see what he can do out there eventually, but going up against the Phillies here is not looking like an easy situation for this young guy. The Reds' bullpen has been a little bit better recently, but still not amazing. A 4.05 bullpen ERA is definitely something to keep an eye on. The offense, 1-9-8-3-6-3-4 over their last few games. Not swinging the hottest bats, maybe cooling off here a little bit again. They're still 9th in runs scored in the majors, but 15th in on-base percentage and 14th in batting average. I think paints a more accurate picture of where this team really is offensively, which is a good step in the right direction for these young hitters. But we'll see what they do here on the road against the Phillies, who came up with a 5-1 win there in game 2 of this series. They'll hand the ball in this game to Zach Wheeler, who's 8-3 on the year, a 2.27 ERA. His last start was against the Padres. He went 8 innings, gave up 6 hits, struck out 10, and gave up no runs in the game. The Phillies are 4-1 over his last 5 starts. He hasn't given up more than 1 earned run in any of those starts. He's actually only given up 2 earned runs over those 5 outings. Very, very crazy dominant stuff there from Zach Wheeler this season. Loving life if you've got him on the mound. Probably not loving your bullpen if you're the Phillies. A 4.32 bullpen ERA is definitely part of the problem this year. Also, you can't 1,000% count on their offense. I mean, they've scored 5, 6, 5, 4, and 4 over their last 2 games, which is not bad. They're 11th in runs scored. They're 5th in on-base percentage. So this team is pretty solid at the plate. They can go through their season-long ups and downs, kind of like any team can. But yeah, that's something to keep in mind here at least. But looking at the numbers for this game, the Reds are plus 195. The Phillies are minus 240. We've got a total of 8.5 in this one. The Reds are 22-24 on the road, 23-22-1 to the under on the road. The Phillies are 29-16 at home, 22-20-3 to the over at home. Guys, I love the Phillies here at minus 240 or really at any price. I think Zach Wheeler's going to have a great day out there. I think there's a very good chance that the Phillies blow up Chase Burns here. He just has not looked ready for the majors at this point. We'll see what he looks like, see how things go, but I think the over 8.5 has some value, but the Phillies at minus 240 definitely has a great chance to be our lock of the day. Hey guys, hop in here with a quick shout out to the sponsor of today and every day's video, and that is StumpTheSpread.com. Click the link in the description to go over there and see the top confidence picks from our entire team of experienced cappers. Right now, our premium members are getting daily MLB and UFC picks, with NFL and college football obviously coming up before you know it. Major League Baseball has been our most profitable sport the last several years in a row and is off to an insane first half of the 2025 season. At stumpthespread.com, you'll be able to see exclusive free picks that are only posted there, our free use bet size calculator, and that's where you can see our premium top confidence picks, which might not and usually will not always match what you see here in the video, as I am not the premium capper for MLB over at Stump the Spread. We have a monster with many more years of MLB experience than me. He uses some very sophisticated tools and algorithms to make his predictions, taking a crazy amount of data points into consideration when making his plays. And guys, he has been on an absolute insane heater to start this month. It has been bonkers. I'm going to put all of them on all the picks that he's made this month on the screen so far. I'm not going to read them all off. I'll read off what he did yesterday, but yesterday on the 5th, hit the Diamondbacks as a 3-unit play, hit the Phillies as a 4-unit play. He did brick the Brewers as a 2-unit play. That was a loss, but had the Mets as a 2-unit play, and that was a win, and the Astros as an underdog as a 1-unit play. Cashed that, so a 4-1 day for him. He went 4-1 on the 4th, 3-0 on the 3rd, 2-1 on the 2nd, and 3-0 on the 1st. Insane heater. Over his last 27 MLB picks, he is 21-6. So for sure, guys, you can you can definitely have a great chance of paying for whatever you pay for your subscription just by following the picks and cashing, because he has just been absolutely on fire recently. So definitely consider getting over to stumpthespread.com and signing up for a premium pick package. It is, a ton of work goes into those plays every single day. We are doing our absolute best to, and by we, I mean him, not me, to get those picks out to you and to, put an incredible amount of work goes into them all the time, and it's great to see the hard work paying off. So definitely check that out. Also, if you're going over there to stumpthespread.com, you got to get on the free email list. It's absolutely free. All you need is your name and your email address to set up a free account, and that's one email with free picks in it every single day straight to your inbox. There can be parlays, free picks, information on niche betting like golf, NASCAR, tennis, all kinds of stuff like that, and it's free information straight to your inbox. So get over there, sign up for that. Also, if you're a huge fan of what we're doing here every single day, become a channel member by clicking the little join button right below the video. YouTube channel members get early access to all of our videos, get their name up on screen in every video, but also, guys, you're eligible for our members only giveaways. We're going to be giving away a Stump the Spread hoodie on the 7th. So in the next video that you see from me, it will be a video with a giveaway of the hoodie. It'll be everybody that's a channel member will be on the wheel, and you've got a chance to win a Stump the Spread hoodie mailed straight to your mailbox at home. So definitely consider signing up for that, guys. We got a ton of games to cover here on Sunday, so let's jump right back in. We're going to be looking at the Los Angeles Angels going on the road to take on the Toronto Blue Jays. Angels come into this game 43-45 on the year, losers of their first 2 in a row in this series. Both games were close, 4-3 losses, though. Slam that thumbs up button if you enjoyed cashing the Toronto Blue Jays as our lock of the day there yesterday. Now, the Angels are going to hand the ball in this one to Tyler Anderson. He's 2-5 on the year, a 4.12 ERA. Coming off a great start there against Atlanta, 6 innings, 4 hits, no runs allowed, 7 strikeouts, 2 walks. The last 2 times he's been on the mound, the Angels have won, so definitely something to take into consideration there. I don't know if he's got any history this season against Toronto. It appears that he does. He faced them back on May 6th and was pretty good over 6 2/3 innings in an 8-3 win. So we'll see if he can run things back there. Obviously, the Angels bullpen has been terrible this season. The offense not looking too hot right now. 3-3, 5-3, and 4 runs over their last few games. They're 18th in the majors in runs scored, 26th in on-base percentage, though, and 28th in batting average. So, yeah, the Angels being around a 500 team this year is a pretty big surprise. They're taking on a Blue Jays team that's absolutely on fire. They've won 7 in a row. They've got a 3-game lead there in the AL East. Crazy stuff. They're going to hand the ball here to Kevin Gausman, who's 6-6 on the year, a 4.18 ERA. His last start was against the slumping Yankees, 5 innings, 6 hits, 2 earned runs, not bad at all. His last 2 starts have actually been excellent, a little bit of a departure from what we've seen from him normally this year. We'll see what he can get done against the Angels. As he faced the Angels this season, it appears that he has not faced the Angels yet this year. So we'll see what he does in this matchup. The Toronto bullpen's been very respectable, a 3.66 bullpen ERA, no problem there. The offense has been on fire, 4, 8, 11, 12, 5, and 5 over this winning streak. And over the course of the year, they're 12th in runs scored, 3rd in on-base percentage, and 4th in batting average, batting .258 as a team. So a lot of good stuff coming out of Toronto right now. Looking at the numbers, the Angels are plus 145. The Blue Jays are minus 175. We've got totals out there of 9.5 or 9. The Angels 23-25 on the road, 24-23-1 to the under on the road. Toronto is 31-16 at home, 29, 17, and 1 to the over at home. This is a tough spot, guys. I actually think there's some reason, especially on what could be a wild Sunday, to lean towards the Angels at plus 145. Tyler Anderson, good history against Toronto, throwing the ball well recently, seems reasonable. Both these first two games have been very close, very competitive. I think there's a good chance the Angels pull off a win in this one and, make this a more respectable series. Next up, guys, we're looking at the Detroit Tigers going on the road to take on the Cleveland Guardians. The Tigers come into this game 56-34 on the season, fresh off that 1-0 loss against the Guardians in Game 2 of this series. So smash that thumbs up button if you enjoyed cashing the Tigers yesterday with us. They're going to hand the ball in this one to one of our favorite players in the MLB, Tariq Skubal. So happy Skubal Day to all those who celebrate. He's 10-2 on the year, a 2.15 ERA. His last time out, he gave up one hit over 7 innings against the Twins and struck out 13 in that game and was eventually a 3-0 win. The Tigers are 5-0 over his last 5 starts. It doesn't get a lot better than Skubal on the mound. The last time he faced Cleveland, he threw a complete game 2-hitter, struck out 13, gave up no runs in a 5-0 win. So Skubal on the mound looks pretty good to me. The Tigers' bullpen's obviously been fine, a 3.75 bullpen ERA. Cool. The offense, not so cool, really. I mean, scoring only 3 runs total in the first 2 games of this series. But over the course of the year, guys, they're 5th in runs scored. They're 7th in batting average. I think they're going to get back after it here pretty soon. It seems like everything's going to be fine. Torres apparently going to play here on Sunday, so he's fine after what looked like a little bit of a scary slide. But seems like everything's pointing in the right direction for Detroit. They're taking on a Guardians team that is on quite the losing streak. They've now lost 9 in a row. They'll hand the ball in this one to Gavin Williams, who is 5-4 this season, a 3.86 ERA. But his last couple starts haven't looked that sharp, struggling against the Cubs and a little bit against Toronto. We'll see what we get out of this young guy. We'll see what he can do against Detroit. Obviously not a team that's been swinging the hottest bats, but like I said, we'll see. I think he'll be okay. The Cleveland bullpen, though, not looking so great. Fading here a little bit in the middle of the year. A 3.81 bullpen ERA is not ideal. The offense is, I don't know, guys, has completely disappeared. 0, 1, 0, 4, 2, 0, and 6 runs over their last few games. Jose Ramirez not being able to carry things for them. They're dealing with some injuries. Thomas re-injuring his foot. He's out. They're 27th in the majors in runs scored and 28th in on-base percentage. So looking at the numbers here, the Tigers are only minus 210. The Guardians are plus 180. We've got a total of 7.5. Detroit 26-20 on the road. That's an MLB best road mark. 29-17 to the over on the road. Cleveland 20-22 at home, 23-18-1 to the under at home. You could definitely take under 7.5 in this game. I think that's super, super reasonable, and it could be in the pinned comment. But I think even better than that, I like the Tigers here at minus 210 with Skubal on the mound. This has a great chance to be our lock of the day, guys. In Skubal, we trust. Next on the docket, we're looking at the Milwaukee Brewers going on the road to take on the Miami Marlins. The Brewers actually lost Game 2 of this series 4-2, so we'll see if they can bounce back in Game 3 as they hand the ball in this one to Brandon Woodruff. He's coming off the 60-day IL, elbow, ankle, shoulder situation. We'll see what he looks like in this one going up against the Marlins. I'm not going to say this dude's a complete unknown, but definitely a bit of an unknown. And it's also kind of unknown how good he's going to look in this specific first outing, coming back here. So we'll see. We'll see what Woodruff looks like. If he's bad, that puts a lot of pressure on a Milwaukee bullpen that's been pretty middle of the road. A 4.12 bullpen ERA this season. Not a complete disaster, but not very good. The offense hasn't been killing it recently. 2, 6, 2, 3, and 7 over their last few games. They're currently 8th in the majors in runs scored, but 22nd in slugging percentage and 16th in batting average. They're only 4 games back. I say only, but they're 4 games back of Chicago there in the NL Central. So we'll see what happens with this team as they take on the Marlins, who have been okay. They're 40-47 on the year. They've been alternating wins and losses. They're handing the ball here to Edward Cabrera, who's 3-2 on the year, a 3.41 ERA. He's coming off a great start against the Twins. 7 innings, 2 hits, no runs allowed in a 2-0 win. He hasn't given up more than 2 earned runs over any of his last 5 starts, and the Marlins are 3-2 over that span. We'll see what he can do here against the Brewers. He hasn't faced them this year, but I'm expecting Cabrera to be very good in this game. The Marlins bullpen, while not showing great season-long numbers, has been looking much, much better here recently, so that's a step in the right direction. And the offense, I can't say anything too amazing. 4, 5, 4, 1, 2, and 6 over their last few games, but they've got a few hitters out there, like Stowers isn't bad, Xavier Edwards isn't bad. They're 20th in runs scored, 18th in on-base percentage, but 9th in batting average, so they've got some dudes that can hit it a little bit. So looking at the numbers here, the Brewers are minus 125, the Marlins are plus 105 with Cabrera on the mound. We got a total here of 8.5. Milwaukee, they are 22-23 on the road, 23-20-2 to the under on the road. The Marlins are 20-26 at home, 27-19 to the under at home. I'm not interested in the total in this game, guys, but with Cabrera on the mound, the Marlins at plus 105 definitely has a chance of being our dog of the day. I think they've got a great chance here. I mean, the Brewers obviously starting a guy, making his first start back after major injury. I think that's something that's worth considering fading here. So definitely the Marlins at plus 105 going on the list as a potential dog of the day. Cruising through these games, we're looking at the New York Yankees going on the road to take on the New York Mets. The Yankees are slumping once again, guys. They've now lost 6 straight games. They lost 12-6 there in Game 2 against the Mets. They'll hand the ball here to Max Fried, hoping he can stem the tide. He is 10-2 this year, a 2.13 ERA, although he's coming off a pretty mediocre, especially by his standards, start at Toronto, where he kind of got knocked around over his 6 innings. We'll see what he can do against the Mets. He faced them earlier this year, and 6 innings, 3 hits, 2 earned runs. Does look pretty good, and that was an 8-2 win. The Yankees not putting up a lot of 8 spots anymore, though, I gotta say that. The bullpen has looked a little bit mediocre recently, and ERA all the way over 5 now, and the offense has fallen apart. 6, 5, 5, 9, and 5 runs over their last few games, so maybe it's unfair to say the offense has fallen apart. They're still first in on-base percentage and 4th in runs scored, but I don't know, guys. They are not having a great time right now. They just find ways to lose games. And will they find a way to lose this one against the Mets? Well, the Mets come into this game winners of 4 in a row. They'll hand the ball in this one to Chris Davinsky. He comes into this game normally a bullpen guy, so he's going to be making the spot start here. And I mean, he's been pretty good. The last time he faced the Yankees was back on the 5th, so he's obviously not going to go deep into this game. He only pitched a third of an inning and gave up a hit. So we'll see how he does. I'm not expecting miracles, but the Mets bullpen over the course of the year has been pretty decent, a 3.75 bullpen ERA, so maybe they'll be fine out there, but in a matchup against Max Fried, kind of seems like a big ask. The Mets offense, obviously, coming off a 12 spot looks good. 12, 6, 3, 7, 2, and 1 over their last few games, though. I'm not going to say they're on fire. Soto's been hitting the ball a bit better recently, though. They're 14th in runs scored. They're 10th in on-base percentage, so I guess I don't have anything terrible to say about the Mets at the plate at the moment, but looking at the numbers here, guys, the Yankees are minus 225. The Mets are plus 185. We've got a total of 9 in this game. The Yankees are 22-24 on the road. They're a 500 over-under team on the road. The Mets are 33-13 at home. That's an MLB best mark at home. They are 23-21-2 to the under at home. I mean, obviously, I think the Yankees will probably find a way to win this game with Max Fried on the mound and avoid losing 3 straight here against the Mets, but I don't have enough faith in that to putting anywhere near the pin comment. I also don't like the price, and if you wanted to really just ride the Yankees, who are like that, this terrible streak for them is going to continue, you could take the Mets at nearly a 2-1 underdog here and pray, but really, guys, this game is a stay away spot for me. Next up, we got the Tampa Bay Rays going on the road to take on the Minnesota Twins. The Rays have actually lost the first 2 games of this series, losing 6-5 their last time out and 4-3 in Game 1. Yeah, a walk-off bunt single. That's a tough way to lose a game. Now, the Rays are going to hand the ball here to Drew Rasmussen, who's 7-5 on the year, a 2.78 ERA. His last start was against the Athletics, and I'll be honest, he did not look very good. Had a very rough time there. So he's in a bit of a bounce-back spot. We'll see what he can do here against the Twins, a team that I believe, he had a great start against them the end of May. 6 innings, 1 hit, 5 strikeouts, 1 walk, no runs allowed, and a 5-0 win. So we'll see if he can maybe recreate that here against the Twins. Again, he's a red-bearded brother, guys, so I'm expecting him to have a pretty good time in this one. The Rays bullpen has had a few bumps in the road recently. Honestly, after looking like one of the best bullpens in the majors, it's surprising to see their bullpen ERA all the way up to 3.88, but I think they're going to be okay. The offense is spluttering a little bit, but they got to get back on track at some point. I mean, 5, 3, 6, 3, and 4 runs over the last few games does not look like the Rays team that's 7th in runs scored and 11th in on-base percentage. So definitely a bounce-back spot for them as they go up against the Twins, who have won 3 out of their last 4, a team that desperately needed something positive. They'll hand the ball here to Joe Ryan, who's 8-4 on the year, a 2.75 ERA. His last start, he was great against the Marlins. He was very good against Seattle the start before that. Had some bumps in the road, not a great start against Milwaukee, for instance. So we'll see what he looks like in this one. The last time he faced Tampa Bay, he was very good. 6 innings, 5 hits, 1 earned run allowed in that game as well. So we'll see what kind of offense we get in this game. The Twins bullpen is a problem. It has not looked good over the course of the season. A 4.26 bullpen ERA. That's not great. The offense seems like it's maybe finding its way a little bit, I guess. I mean, 6, 4, 1, 2, and 0 over their last few games. Not about to freak out about that, guys. They are currently 20th in runs scored and 22nd on base percentage. Just doesn't seem like a very good offense. So looking at the numbers here, the Rays are minus 105, the Twins are minus 115. We got a total of 8 in this game. Tampa Bay is 20 and 16 on the road, 20 and 16 to the under on the road. The Twins are 24 and 17 at home, and they're a 500 over-under team at home. First up, guys, I think under 8 is very live in this game. Also, I think no run first inning would be an excellent idea for this game. Both of those have a chance. I think that the Rays at minus 105 are probably the side I want to be on. I think they avoid losing 3 straight here, especially with Rasmussen on the mound. But yeah, I think the underplays maybe feel a little bit better than the side to me here. Cruising through these games, guys, we're looking at the Chicago White Sox going on the road to take on the Colorado Rockies. The White Sox have won each of the first 2 games of this series, winning 3-2, and then blowing them out 10-3 there yesterday. The White Sox will hand the ball in this game to Shane Smith, who's 3-6 on the season, a 3.86 ERA. Now, his last 3 starts have all looked really bad. He struggled against the Dodgers, the Diamondbacks, and the St. Louis Cardinals. 3 of the best, probably 8 or something like that, 6 or something like that, offenses in the majors. Now, before that, he was looking great. Very good starts against Houston, Detroit, a good start against the Mets. So we'll see what he looks like here against obviously a terrible offense there from the Rockies. I'm expecting a bounce back here from Shane Smith. The White Sox bullpen, a 4.04 bullpen ERA. Clearly not great, but clearly not having too much trouble here with the Rockies. The offense putting up a 10 spot looks great. I don't know when the last time this team scored double-digit runs was, but it's been a minute. Offensively, obviously, the White Sox are not very good. 29th in runs scored, 29th in on-base percentage, but having a pretty good time against the Rockies, who come into this game 20-69 on the year. Straight up terrible. They'll hand the ball to Chase Dollander, who's 2-9 on the year, a 6.65 ERA. He got shelled by the Astros his last time out. The Rockies are 0-5 over his last 5 starts. He's had some decent ones mixed in there, but I'm not necessarily expecting miracles from him even against the White Sox here. This kid has been having a hard time recently. So looking at the bullpen for the Rockies, it is terrible. No shocker there. The offense is also one of the worst in the majors. I mean, they're 26th in runs scored, 26th in batting average, and 30th, so dead last in on-base percentage. And that's all while getting to play half their games at Coors Field. So not great. Looking at the numbers for this game, the odds makers have it as close to a coin flip. The White Sox are minus 115. The Rockies are minus 105. Total of 11 in this game. The White Sox are 10-35 on the road. That's an MLB worst. They're 29-14-2 to the under on the road. The Rockies 9-35 at home. That's also an MLB worst. They are 23-20-1 to the under at home. I'm definitely leaning towards the White Sox here at minus 115. I think the idea of Shane Smith having a big bounce back makes more sense to me than Dollander having a bounce back. But I don't know if this is a game where I'm going to get involved today, to be honest. Maybe the White Sox is the way to go. If I do get involved, I'll definitely be on Chicago. Next up, guys, we're looking at the Houston Astros going on the road to take on the LA Dodgers. Now, the Astros cashed for us yesterday as our dog of the day, so slam that thumbs up button, guys, if you enjoyed cashing them at plus 118 as a nice little underdog play there. Now, the Astros have won 5 out of their last 6. They'll hand the ball here to Colton Gordon, who's 3-1 on the year, a 4.37 ERA. His last time out was his first bad start. He struggled at the Rockies, of all places. A very weird situation there. Now, eventually, the Astros did come back and win that game 6-5, so no harm, no foul. I do expect him to bounce back here a little bit. This guy has had good outings against some pretty decent teams. Going up against the Dodgers, though, is certainly tough. The bullpen situation for Houston has looked very good all year. A 3.25 bullpen ERA is second best in all of the major leagues. The offense is cruising as well. 6-18, 6-5, 6-2, and 3 runs over their last few games. We've seen a lot of guys stepping up. They're 16th in runs scored. They are second in batting average, batting .261 as a team. 10th in slugging percentage with a .410 slugging percentage. Like, this team can hit it. This team can definitely hit it. So we'll see what they do against the Dodgers here in Game 3. The Dodgers 56-34 on the year, losers of 2 in a row. Obviously, they're going to hand the ball in this one to Emmett Sheehan, who comes into this game with no results so far this year, a 2.25 ERA. He's made 1 outing, and it was a very solid start there against the Padres. 4 innings, 3 hits, 1 earned run. But against the Padres, is that really super solid? We'll see what he looks like here going up against the Astros. Definitely tougher hitting team there than the Padres. The Dodgers bullpen is a massive problem for them right now. A 4.41 bullpen ERA has them in the bottom 7 in the majors right now. Kind of embarrassing for a team with $1 billion payroll. The offense also not looking that incredible here against the Astros. I mean, 4-1, 6, 5, and 6 over their last few games. Ohtani obviously killing it. I mean, they're first in runs scored, blah, 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 blah. We know how good the Dodgers offense is, but right now, not swinging the hottest bat. So look at the numbers for this game. The Astros are plus 150. The Dodgers are minus 178. We've got a total of 9 out there. Houston's a 500 team on the road. They are 21, 18, and 3 to the under on the road. The Dodgers are 33 and 15 at home, 30, 17, and 2 to the over at home. An MLB best to the over at home. I can't back the Dodgers here, guys. I know I should be leaning away from them losing 3 in a row, but I'd rather be on the Astros side getting plus 150 here. I like Colton Gordon a decent amount. I think the pitching situation for the Dodgers is borderline untenable right now. So yeah, give me the Astros here at plus 150, and I'd be lying if I said it had a 0% chance to make the pinned comment. Next on the docket, we're looking at the Kansas City Royals going on the road to take on the Arizona Diamondbacks. The Royals are 42 and 48 on the year, but they lost their last game against the Diamondbacks 7-1. So slam that thumbs up button if you enjoyed cashing Arizona there with us yesterday. The Royals are going to hand the ball here to Michael Lorenzen, who's 4-8 this season, a 4.95 ERA. His last start, he got knocked around aggressively by the Mariners over 4 2/3 innings. Now, eventually the Royals came back and won that game 6-3, but it's been a little bit of a bumpy road with Lorenzen recently, and whenever he comes out of the game, the Royals' bullpen, it's been pretty good. That's been really their saving grace recently, a 3.56 bullpen ERA, nothing too wrong with that. Lorenzen has not faced the Diamondbacks yet this year, so we'll see what the pitching staff looks like for the Royals. Now, the offense, coming off a one-run game, seems like familiar territory, guys. They did score 9 in game 1 of this series, but overall, this has been a very bad offensive team. One of the worst in the majors. They are actually last in runs scored. They're 21st in batting average, 25th and on base percentage, getting on base at a 298 clip. Kind of embarrassing stuff there. So we'll see if they can get some runs on the board against the Diamondbacks here. They're 44 and 45 on the season. Handing the ball here to Anthony DeScalfini. He has normally been a bullpen guy this season, but he's been a long bullpen guy in his last 2 outings. 3 innings, no hits, no runs against the White Sox, and then 2 innings, 1 hit against the Giants. They are very helpful that he could be a helpful part of their rotation. Now, the concern for me is him coming out of this game and us seeing a ton of bullpen innings there from the Diamondbacks. 3rd worst in the majors in terms of bullpen ERA. Their bullpen has been a huge problem all year long. Now the offense coming back alive there with 7 runs against the Royals. And, you love to see it. They're 3rd in the majors in runs scored. They are 4th in on-base percentage. This is one of the most dangerous offenses in the majors. The problem is their pitching staff has just been so bad. So looking at the numbers here, the Royals are plus 115. The Diamondbacks are minus 135. We've got a total of 9.5 out there. The Royals are 22 and 24 on the road. 26, 19, and 1 to the under on the road. Arizona is 23 and 24 at home, 24, 20, and 3 to the over at home. I actually think this is a very good spot to be looking at the Diamondbacks once again, guys. I think they'll take care of business here. I don't think they're going to have any trouble hitting Lorenzen. The Royals' bullpen is a problem here, and I do worry about the Diamondbacks maybe having to lean on their bullpen too much, but the Royals are so bad offensively, that might not matter. So Arizona here at minus 135 seems very solid. Next up, guys, we've got the Pittsburgh Pirates going on the road to take on the Seattle Mariners. The Pirates lost 1-0 there yesterday in Seattle. They've yet to score a run in this series, losing 6-0 in Game 1. Here in Game 3, they're going to hand the ball to Paul Skeens, who's 4-7 on the year, a 2.03 ERA. His last start, 5 innings, 5 hits, no runs allowed there against the Cardinals, and what was eventually a 1-0 win in kind of a statement game for Skeens. He has struggled against the Cardinals in his career. So, yeah, he's been amazing, obviously, but that's not the problem right now. The problem for the Pirates is their bullpen is pretty mediocre. A 3.67 bullpen ERA looks good, but it's not really a pen you can super trust, and the offense is just bottom of the barrel, guys. 0, 0, 5, 1, 7, 12, and 9. They did have that crazy streak there, that series against the Cardinals and that series against the Mets, but looks like that's probably going to go away here pretty quickly. They're still 27th in the majors in runs scored. They are last in slugging percentage. This is not a good team at the plate. So we'll see what they can do against the Mariners, who are 47 and 42 on the year. They've won 3 out of their last 4. They'll hand the ball here to George Kirby, who's 2-4 this year, a 4.85 ERA. His last couple of starts, though, seems like he's rounding into form. Dominated the Royals, giving up 1 run over 6 innings. Dominating the Twins, giving up 1 run over 6 innings. Seems like he's getting back after it, settling in a little bit. That Seattle bullpen's been very good this season, a 3.60 bullpen ERA, and the offense has been drastically improved from last year. They're 13th in runs scored, 15th in batting average, 12th in on-base percentage. Cal Raleigh hitting home runs on a just crazy pace. I think the Mariners, are a pretty dangerous team overall. Now, looking at the numbers, the odds makers have this as a coin flip, which has to be pretty insulting there to the Pirates. You got your ace on the mound, and it's still a coin flip game. There's a total of 6.5 in this one. That is a playoff kind of total. Pittsburgh 12 and 30 on the road this year, 25, 15, and 2 to the under on the road. Seattle 23 and 21 at home, 22, 19, and 3 to the over at home. I think we've got to back the Pirates here, as gross as that feels to back this terrible offense. But with Skeens on the mound, they're trying to avoid the sweep here. I think this is a pretty good spot, especially on what is likely to be a crazy Sunday, to back the Pirates. I think Skeens can overpower the Seattle hitters there for a few innings, hopefully, like 6 innings at least. And then the Pirates' bullpens looked better here recently, so I could honestly see under 6.5 in this game. I could see no run first inning. Any sort of under makes sense, but I think the Pirates are the side I want to be on in terms of who wins this game. Next up, guys, in one of our marquee ESPN games of the day, we've got the St. Louis Cardinals going on the road to take on the Chicago Cubs. The Cardinals come into this one 48-42 on the year, fresh off an 8-6 win there in Game 2 of this series. They're going to hand the ball in this game to Eric Feedy, who's 3-8 on the year, a 4.56 ERA. His last time out, guys, got shelled by the Pirates. His start before that, back on the 25th, he got destroyed by the Cubs. He gave up 8 hits and 7 earned runs over 3 2/3 innings. So, yeah, I don't know that Fedde is going to have that great of a time here against the Cubs. Seems unlikely. The Cardinals' bullpen's been decent, heading in the right direction, 3.84 bullpen ERA. That's nice. The offense, 8, 3, 0, 0, 0, and 7 over their last few games. Not the most consistent. They're 9th in the majors in runs scored and 13th in on-base percentage, but slumping a little bit right now. So we'll see what they can do against the Cubs, who come into this game at 53-36 on the season. They've got a nice lead there in the NL Central. They're going to hand the ball to Matthew Boyd, who's 8-3 on the year, a 2.65 ERA. He's coming off a very good start against Cleveland and a dominant start against the Cardinals back on the 25th. 6 innings, 3 hits, no runs allowed in that 8-0 win. So that looks very positive. The Cubs' bullpen's been one of the best bullpens in the majors this season, and the offense has been great, guys. They are currently 2nd in the majors in runs scored, 6th in on-base percentage, 5th in the majors, batting .256 as a team. Tons of scary bats in that lineup, guys. So looking at the numbers here, the Cardinals are plus 170. The Cubs are minus 210. We've got a total out there of 7.5. The Cardinals 22-25 right now on the 22-25 on the road, 23-22 and 2 to the over on the road. The Cubs 29-14 at home, 22-18-3 to the over at home. You could definitely talk me into over 7.5 in this game. I don't think that's crazy at all, but better than that, I think I like the Cubs here. And taking them at minus 1.5, you can get them at plus 102, plus 110 even at some places. I'm definitely leaning on the Cubs here pretty hard. I don't think the Cardinals pitching staff's going to have a very good time in this game, and I think the Cubs are going to really take advantage. Next up, guys, we've got the Texas Rangers going on the road to take on the San Diego Padres. The Rangers come into this game 44-45 on the year, fresh off a 7-4 win, and they've won 3 out of their last 4. They're going to hand the ball here to young Jack Leiter, who's 4-5 this year, a 4.29 ERA. He's coming off, that start that didn't really happen there against Baltimore. So, we'll see what he looks like. He's been all over the place this year, which is kind of what you expect from a 25-year-old starter. The Rangers' bullpen's been fine. Very good this year, a 3.32 bullpen ERA. The problem has been their offense, which has looked much better here recently. Does it have the legs to continue looking this good? We'll see. 7, 2, 6, and 10 over their last few games. Definitely doesn't look bad, but 25th in runs scored, 27th in batting average over the course of the year does not look great. They're taking on a Padres team that doesn't have a confirmed starter for this game. They've been struggling 47-41 on the year, not what they had in mind. If this ends up being a bullpen start for the Padres, their bullpen's been one of the best 4 or 5 bullpens in the majors all year long, so I don't think that's a huge concern. The problem for this team has been their lack of offense. They're currently 23rd in runs scored. They are 19th in on-base percentage. Machado and Tatis Jr. are supposed to be carrying the load for this team, and it just really hasn't looked that good this season. So looking at the numbers, the Rangers are plus 115. The Padres are minus 135. Total of 8.5 out there. The Rangers 17-26 on the road, 25-17-1 to the under on the road. The Padres are 26-14 at home, 24-15-1 to the under at home. In general in this game, guys, it's hard to make a prediction because we don't know who's starting for the Padres. I'm going to lean just slightly towards them anyway because generally I like their pitching staff better than what I think we're going to see on the mound from the Rangers today, but this game, mostly a stay away spot. Last but not least here, guys, we've got the San Francisco Giants going on the road to take on the Sacramento Athletics. The Giants 48-42 on the year, winners of their 3 out of their last 4. They're going to hand the ball to Hayden Birdsong, who comes into this game fresh off another pretty mediocre start, guys. I would say his last 4 outings at least have been pretty bad, and all of those were losses for the Giants, including losses against the Rockies and the Marlins. Not loving Birdsong on the mound this season so far. The bullpen for the Giants has obviously been great, though. That's a nice step in the right direction, but it's looked a little bit more hittable recently than it has in the early goings. The offense has come alive. I mean, 7, 2, 7, and 6 over their last few games. Over the course of the year, though, I think this is around a 20th in the majors kind of offense, and nothing you should be that terrified of. But the Athletics, they come into this game, 37 and 54 on the year, handing the ball to Jacob Lopez, who's 2 and 4 this season, a 3.88 ERA. His last start did not go well there at Tampa Bay, but the Athletics eventually win that game 6-4, and they've won all 5 of his last 5 starts. So definitely something to at least keep an eye on. Obviously, the Athletics bullpen has not been good this year, a 5.75 bullpen ERA. The offense has been a lot all over the place. Not a little all over the place, a lot all over the place. They're 17th in runs scored, 13th in batting average, 8th in slugging percentage, though. They've got some scary bats out there, so I'm expecting them to find a way to take advantage here of Hayden Birdsong. Now, looking at the numbers, the Giants are minus 105, the Athletics are minus 115. We've got totals out there of 10 or 10.5. The Giants 22 and 25 on the road, 24, 21, and 2 to the over on the road. The Athletics are only 16 and 27 at home, 25 and 17 to the over at home. You could honestly talk me into over 10 in this game, but really I think the value side is just take the Athletics. I think they'll come away with a win in this game the majority of the time, but I don't think I'm confident enough in it to put it in the pinned comment. Guys, that's all the games we have for today. Hit that like button for good luck on all of your bets and subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let me know in the comments any questions you have on today's slate. Thanks for watching. Make sure you're clicking the link in the description to get over to stumpthespread.com. Check out those absolutely on fire, red hot premium picks. It's been incredible this month so far, so definitely check that out. Also get over there and get on that free email list. It's great value straight to your inbox every single day. Guys, we'll see you again tomorrow. We'll be right back here, same time, same place for more sports betting action.